Hey YouTube, it's Erin and I am the Handbag Housewife and I'm back again with another video. Today's video is going to be jam-packed with eye candy and also some statistics. Ooh, I know you guys are all excited to learn about some of the numbers I have been crunching because I think that they are actually going to show us a picture of how I buy my pre-loved luxury goods and who I buy them from. And so stay tuned for all of that. But one of the main things that I'm going to cover in the video is I'm going to talk about my top 3 purchases from this year and also my bottom 3 purchases from this year. Now, the top and the bottom 3 that I'm going to show you today, they're all still in my collection. So I'm not covering anything that's gone. I'm only covering things that are here. And so the really bad choices I made, we're not going to talk about those. Those are in the past. But there's a few that I am not absolutely in love with that I purchased this year, and I want to share those with you, and I want to tell you why. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to do one good one and then one not so good one and alternate, and I'm gonna save the number 1 good one and the number 1 not so good one for last. So the other 2 will be in no particular order. Let's get started. So I would say that the Balone bag by Louis Vuitton is in the top 3 best purchases that I made this year. I love using this bag. It's all weather. It is really carefree. I discovered when I first got it, I got a little scuff on the piping and I was able to touch it up with a tiny bit of black shoe polish and you cannot even tell. And so I love that I know that the leather is pretty durable. That said, it is black and I do love black leather for that reason. It's just so much easier to color match any sort of touch up than other colors would be. But the Balone is definitely in the top 3 best purchases, and I purchased this right at the beginning of 2023 and I have used the heck out of it. I've used this bag a lot. I can tell you I love it without any hesitation. I don't have any issues with it at all. I love the straps it comes with. I love using other straps on it. I love that the straps are detachable. I love using next fashion chains on it. I love accessorizing it with this cool luggage tag I got when I was in Chicago. I don't know, there's just so much to love. So the Balone is in the top 3, but it's not the top one because I'm saving that one for last. So let me show you one of the 2 not so top ones and I will tell you why. So that would be the Cactus by Louis Vuitton in the Damier Ebene. This is one of the not so good bottom 3 purchases or trades of the year. Some of these bags I acquired by trading, and this is one of them. I traded with another YouTuber to acquire this bag, and it's really nice. I mean, I really like it. And then I got another bag and I feel like this one is now redundant, which puts it down in the bottom 3 for that reason. There's also just a little bit of what I would consider a defect in how the flap sits. It's really minor, but it's a little bit higher on one side than the other. And when I traded for it, I knew that that was the case. And we both thought that with items inside and use that it would kind of correct itself, and I can get it to straighten out by just putting more items over on this side, but that's kind of a little niggling thing for me. The primary reason though is I have another bag in this print that I like better and it's in the top 3. Can you guess what that one would be? If you guessed the Speedy 20 in Damier Ebene, you would be right. This is definitely in my top 3, but it's not the top of the top 3. This little bag is so fabulous to carry. It's just smooshy gooshy. It's waterproof essentially. You can switch out the straps. This is a recurring theme for me. I love strap swapping and switching, but this little bag packs a punch and it actually holds more than the Cactus does. It is extremely carefree. I love the top handles. They both have the top handles, but for some reason, I just like the top handles on this one better, how they feel in my hand. And I don't feel like I have to play Tetris at all with this bag. With the Croisette being more narrow, I have to play Tetris with it just a wee bit to get all my stuff in. But all around, I love this bag, and when I got it, I just kind of felt like I didn't need the Croisette anymore, if that makes sense. The final handbag of my bottom three for the year of 2023 would be my favorite new model. And this is in the gorgeous bicolor print. It comes with this chain, comes with a snappy strap. And why is this in the bottom three? Well, it's sort of the shape. I mean, it's kind of bulbous. It feels like wearing a bulb, I guess. It's not really like a bulb, but it's just this rounded shape. I wish it was like a little bit more straight up and down so that it fit better under my arm, because it just doesn't really feel super comfortable to wear it. That said, it does look really cute crossbody, but I don't love the strap that it comes with. I ended up using my Capucine strap with this bag, and it's not an exact color match, but it's really close. That makes it a lot better to wear, and I just wear it crossbody with the chain dangling, and then it's quite lovely. The other thing is it's smaller than it appears. Like, you do have to Tetris your stuff into this little bag, especially with the magnetic closure. The magnets Louis Vuitton has aren't quite as strong as what Saint Laurent generally uses. So those are kind of my reasons why this makes the bottom three. I've just barely worn it, and maybe my feelings about it will change if I start using it more, but for now, that's where she sits, in the bottom three. So rather than doing the best of the best next, I am going to cover the worst of the worst. Ooh, that sounds so dramatic. But keep in mind, I still have all of these bags in my collection, and I'm super happy with my collection, and I don't plan on selling any of these. So even though they make the worst list, it's not as bad as it seems. So the next one would be the Valentino Rockstud Flip Lock in the Celadon, or the mint shade. It's a little darker than it comes off on camera. It's just really hard to see the true color. The reason why this one made the bottom three is the strap. The strap itself, it moves a lot. And I find myself with this blank spot up on my body instead of staying where it should go right here. I haven't really played with it much to see if I can fix that. I could probably put like a hair tie here to keep it from sliding through that hole, and same thing on this side, but that kind of bugs me. And so for that reason, this one's on the bottom three. Plus, the color is not the easiest to wear with lots of things in my wardrobe, and so that's another little ding on it. But that said, it is a gorgeous color, and it goes really well with some of the things in my wardrobe, and I think especially in springtime that this bag is going to have a chance to shine. Take in point this little shirt here. This is one I got a little while back from Zigu. This bag looks amazing with this shirt, as well as some other bags I have. That shirt goes with a lot of my bags. But anyway, so this is the bottom of the bottom three that I purchased in the past year and that I still have. Here is the most exciting part of the video thus far, and that would be me showing you the top of the top three bags that I purchased in 2023. Can you guess it? I'm not sure if you can. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. It is the Dior Carob bag, and I want to say this is in the color Gray Heron. This is in the medium size, and I love, love, love this bag. The strap is also removable for this bag, but I love the strap so much I don't anticipate wanting to remove it. The bag holds just what I need. The leather is so incredibly soft. And while this bag was my most expensive purchase in 2023, I feel like it was worth all my pennies because it is luscious. I would venture to say this beats the Chanel Medium Large Classic Flap hands down. That said, I am keeping my Chanel Classic Flap. I don't know if you remember, I was submitting it to Fashion File, and they actually declined it. They said it didn't match their qualifications or something like that, and I don't know what that means, but they declined it, and that's okay because I kind of feel like it's nice to have the variety of the Chanel when I have two of these Dior Carobs. I like this bag so much. I also bought it in the color Rust, and I had a hard time picking which color I would show you in the top 3, because in all reality, both those bags would be in the top 3. I love them that much. So this is a 2-part video, and this is the second part of the 2 parts. I knew that my top 3 and bottom 3 wouldn't take very much time, so I wanted to talk to you about my bag collection just a little more to expand upon the last 2 videos I did, the video showing my entire closet with the 75-ish bags in it, and then also the one following it up talking about how I afford my luxury bags and contemporary for that matter, and also my thoughts on authentic versus non-authentic bags. Now, I'm using that terminology versus other terminologies so I don't get flagged on YouTube and, you know, have a strike on my channel or have to edit the video or anything like that. But I hope you understand what I'm saying. So I counted and I counted again and I counted again, and every time I count, I come up with a different number. But I basically have 73 bags if you count luxury and contemporary, but you don't count the Tory Burch totes or the Longchamp totes, but you do count the Longchamp extra small. So basically counting everything that I would use as an actual handbag, I have 73. So we're going to go with that number today because that number is ever evolving. I actually have 3 bags on the way, so it will be 76 soon if I keep all 3 of those bags. So I have my little list of notes here because there are several points I want to make sure to tell you, and I think that they'll be pretty intriguing. So I was curious after my last video to find out how many of my entire collection I had bought like through a retailer or online store or in the store versus how many bags I went the resale route and got it from a reseller, got it pre-loved from a reseller, or got it new from a reseller. So let's get into those details. So out of the 73 bags, 25 of them I purchased used or traded for and got a used bag in return from a reseller or an individual or a company like Fashion File or Rebag or eBay. That's how I acquired 25 of the 73 bags. Now, 6 of the 73 luxury bags I got brand new, but they came from the hands of a reseller. So I didn't get them from a store in any way. They went through the hands of the reseller to come to me. And then of the 73, I had 4 that I purchased through a reseller that I love. She has an Instagram page that I will link down below. It's Jessa or Jessa Luxe Closet. She's fabulous, and I've bought 4 items from her and then had those items shipped by her, but directly from Matches Fashion to me. And Matches Fashion's like a well-known international department store, and she basically has some sort of agreement with them where she gets discounted prices and then she ships the item directly to her clients. So it's coming from the department store essentially, and I have the receipts for them. And so if I ever needed to have them worked on, let's say at Saint Laurent for the Saint Laurent bags, I should be able to do that. And so I have 4 like that. And then I had one where I purchased through a personal shopper and got an item directly from a Gucci store. And so in that case, again, the receipt's in that person's name, not mine, but it did come directly from a Gucci store. So let's do some math. Let's get to mathing. So if you add those numbers up, I basically got 38 of the 73 bags used from some sort of secondary source like a Fashion File, a reseller, or a trade with another individual. If you count the ones that also came directly from a department store or from the boutique, but I got through that secondary avenue, my total would be 43 of the 73. So that leaves basically 30 bags, if you use that second number I just said, that I purchased either directly from the boutique or an online authorized retailer. Now, there are some retailers that are authorized, and then there are some retailers that are not authorized. And as far as unauthorized retailers, an example would be Gilt. Gilt, I don't think, is an authorized retailer, but I do trust Gilt. And they do authenticate items that they get, but it's sort of considered a black market in a way because they're not an authorized retailer. I think that they get their items though from department stores and other sources like that where they're getting the stock that didn't sell and then they're selling it at a discount, sort of like TJ Maxx might do. All of the remaining 30 bags though that I have came from either a boutique online, a boutique in store, or like a department store or an authorized online retailer like Forward or Essence or Matches Fashion or Harrods or Selfridges. There's a bunch of them that I've used, but they've all been authorized retailers. I am sure this is all super confusing. In a nutshell, I just kind of wanted to go over where my collection came from because I think that's interesting and valuable to know that sort of thing. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, I did pay to authenticate virtually everything that I got from the resale market with a few exceptions. But for the most part, all of those 40-some bags have been authenticated another time besides just the one that the reseller may have done themselves. If the item came from an authorized retailer like Matches Fashion though, I did not pay to authenticate those items. Now I did mention yesterday that when I buy used items, I try to get ones that are basically in immaculate condition. I said if I got anything any less than that, I would return it. Well, that is almost true. I mean, it's like 99.95% true, but I have two exceptions that I wanted to show you where the pre-loved item that I purchased did have a little bit of wear, but I kept it anyways. And the reason was that I loved it, planned to use it as kind of a throw around bag, and it made me feel better about being able to carry it. So one of them would be my new acquisition, which is an Epi leather pochette accessoire. I got this one off eBay and it was literally like $600. Louis Vuitton just re-released the older style of pochette accessories in the black Epi leather and they're charging like $1,500 for it. I got this one right around the same time as that release. It will hold more because it's wider at the base and I just prefer the style. And so when I got it, I thought it was pretty well perfect. It came from a pawn shop. They had it authenticated and then eBay authenticated it, so no worries there. But if you look here, there's some waviness up here around the zipper. And there's also like a dent, a little bit of denting and a few scratches that you can see when the light hits it just right. You can see the dents even when it's a little ways back and you're just glancing at it. On the front side, it looks virtually new. I mean, it's in super good shape on the front side, but there is some denting on the back. I think it was probably laying on a strap. That's probably what this little curved line is. And then the waviness may be from it being overstuffed. I don't know. What I do know is I got a great deal on it, and other than a little bit of waviness back here, which may come out over time, it looks virtually new. And for the price I paid, it was worth it, even though it's not perfect. Sometimes perfection is overrated because then we tend to worry about what we have. The other item that I would say I got that wasn't in perfect condition would be my Prada Saffiano camera bag. And this bag again is one I plan to really kind of use and abuse. This one can go to the University of Kansas basketball games with me. And I wanted it to have something that would fit their arena requirements. And it fits that bill. But if you look, it's like a little bit wavy. And that kind of goes away when you have your stuff in it, but it just doesn't look brand new. It has a slightly used feel. And then when I was in Hawaii, I was using this and I was going to pull the strap out and show you, but I think it must be hanging up here in my closet. But the strap goes through the D-rings and then the leather hooks closed over like a little knob. And where it does that, it did start to crack when I was in Hawaii. It may have been starting to crack before that, but that's when I noticed it. And so for a bag that I bought this year that is already doing that, that is disappointing, because I think that this one retailed for at least around $2,000 when it was in the store. So that is a bummer. But again, this is kind of a knockaround bag. So for me, it still would be an exception to my general standards because it has a very specific purpose in my collection. And it also doesn't make the bottom 3 list because it is so darn useful. It has a spot, it has a home, even though she's not perfect. Well, heck, I'm not perfect either, as you all know, and so I guess I can have a less than perfect handbag and we'll get along just fine. I did want to show you my new top. This is one by Rally House, and it is extremely warm. I'm starting to perspire profusely, but it does say Kansas on it, and it's got like, the fabric is like stitched on top and the sweatshirt is turned inside out. You really can't wear it the other way because all the sizing stuff's on the inside, but it is like a really nice material. This is super soft. That's not fuzzy on the inside. And this is called the Press Box sweatshirt. And so if you go on Rally House, they have tons of different ones. I'll try to link the Press Box sweatshirts down in my description box. But they have ones for like every team you could think of. And this is just so soft and comfortable. When I bought it, it was $64.99. And I know that's a little pricey, but if you go to these college basketball games, a lot of times what they're selling in their stores there are significantly more expensive than this, like $80, $85 for a sweatshirt, which is crazy. So I thought I would just let you know I am enjoying this one. It has a really sweet little detail at the bottom. It sort of curves up like that. And so if you got a size that was a little bigger than your normal size, then you could wear it like with leggings or something like that. I'm wearing a medium. So I think that'll do it. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you doing? Do it and ring that notification bell so that you are notified of future exciting content such as this. Also, go find me on Instagram. The name there is the same. It's the @ then the Handbag Housewife, all lowercase. You can DM me there or you can email me at thehandbaghousewife@gmail.com. If I don't hear from you, I will see you again real soon. Take care and have a fabulous day. Bye, and Happy New Year. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.